Welcome, boys and gals, to a new episode of Mythos and Psyche Explained. Today, I want to talk about the heart of the vlog, its reason of existence. It's a guide, it's a help to navigate the world and the psyche, as it has been hard for me to do it, which is why I've become so interested in the psyche and how we move into the world as the clock is ticking and things happen to us. So, in essence, it would be really cool if I could help myself, and through these methods, I could maybe help others. And through using the medium of YouTube, maybe I can engage with like minded people and with the audience, and we'll see what goods can come from this. So I'd like to begin with the story of the golden apple. Long, long time ago, there was a great feast, and everybody was invited, the king, the queen, all the nobles, all the important people, and of course, also the gods. All kinds of gods, the good ones, the bad ones. You have like Zeus, Apollo, Poseidon, Artemis, Athena, Hera, Aphrodite, and there were also lots of nymphs and lots of artists. It was a merry affair, a merry affair. However, there was one person who was not invited, and her name was Eris. She was a sister of Ares, the god of war. But Ares was somebody who liked to create twist and strife and discord. She was basically the goddess of discord. But she did not take it well that she was not invited. Kind of like the witch in Sleeping Beauty, when she was not invited, she showed off. She showed up on the party and then she cursed the little baby with the spinning wheel stuff. And Ares was kind of the same, but she got an apple of the garden of the Hesperides. One day I'll pronounce this name correctly. She had a beautiful golden spiritual apple. She went to the party and then she said, "Hey all." She threw in the apple and she said, "To the most beautiful goddess." So, of course, there was like a lot of twist and envy between the girls. It's like, I'm the most beautiful. No, I'm the one. I'm the one. So they couldn't agree. And they went to the king, the all knower, Zeus. And they said, like, Zeus, you can decide who's the most beautiful goddess. But Zeus, which was a veteran, experienced, wise old man, was like, oh, no, 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 I'm not going to interfere in this hornet's nest. I'm not going to step into this snake pit. Now, there was also a boy named Paris. He was like the son of Priam, a bastard son. He was a shepherd in the mountains, but he was like refound, welcomed back into the royal family. And Zeus said to him, "Here, my boy, you can choose." So then the goddesses, of course, had to do some effort. And Hera told him, "If you choose me." Oh, and I want to say, like, it's not like Aphrodite is the most beautiful ones and the other ones are not. Like, every goddess is the most beautiful specimen, all in their own right, regardless of their domain, their subdomain that they're in control of. So Hera, the queen of the gods, said to Paris, like, "If you choose me, I will give you great power. I will make you a great king. You will rule over many lands." That was her offer. The next one was Athena. And Athena told him, "If you choose me, I will make you the greatest, most brilliant general. You will win every war you engage in. They will sing songs about your skills and your achievements, blah, blah, blah." And Paris was like, "Yeah, okay, I like that as well." Then Aphrodite slowly made her way to him and whispered something in his ear. Then Paris, who had to decide, gave the apple to Aphrodite, the goddess of sexuality and lust. So, of course, the two other goddesses did not take kindly to this, which then caused the Trojan War. And, well, we all know who won those and who lost those. That's basically the origin tale of it. So, what Aphrodite had whispered into Paris's ear was, if you choose me, I will give you the most beautiful women on this world and I'll make them fall in love with you, which is basically what happened. Then Paris met Helen, Helen fell in love with him, she eloped with him, and then the Trojan War started, which lasted for a decade. The point of this story, to rewind why I told you this story, why we're talking about this, is because a man has to make a choice. He has to choose a god or a goddess. He has to choose something to worship, a domain, a territory, and a hierarchy to work in, to frame himself in, to do his specialization and his skills in. So for Hera, it was like, I'm going to be a king, I'm going to go for power, I'm going to be like really balanced, a leader. With Athena, it's more like, I'm going to be highly skilled, I'm going to be profitable, I'm going to be strategic about this. So Hera is the domain of power, Athena is the domain of wisdom, and then Aphrodite is the domain of women. It's like, I'm going to spend a lot of time in the realm of women, trying to understand them, trying to work with it, trying to find a good family, blah, 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 blah. And that is, we might have 10, 15, 20 years to really go through one domain. And that means that basically men can choose up to 2 domains to specialize in, but by the time you start the second domain, you're already 40. By the time you start the third domain, you're already 60, 70. What are you going to do with that? I mean, you just don't have the time. Clock is ticking, tick, tock, tock. So, the psychology of the hero. Hero is not a bad man, he's not a good man. He is somebody who tries to transform, to overcome, who has answered the call of the wild, because most people don't even transform into heroes or heroines. They just stay stuck, whether it's their dark forest of suffering and misery, or their rotting swamp of addiction and consumption, or their scorched desert of isolation and madness. So a hero is basically somebody who picks up the sword, or at least attempts to search for the sword, so he can start his journey of transformation and overcoming and getting out of this mess, which usually came about through a combination of our own internal sins and wickedness, which is then reflected and mirrored to a society which feeds us with consumption and wickedness. So the hero must go on a journey, negotiate with bandits, slay monsters, kill the bandits, face his own shadow, negotiate with his own inner child, with his own shadow. It's like the Holy Trinity, the ego, the child, and the shadow. Sounds familiar, huh? And that is basically one of the things this vlog is all about. So we are going to start with the pillars of a man's health. But before we can truly grasp the pillars, we also should take a look at the underlying health issues and the frustrations, the resentment, and the hatred that has been building up. And before that, we should find the origins of it, which could be found in consumption, into chasing women, drinking, smoking a lot, smoking marijuana. It can be in video games and porn. It can be in gambling, buying stuff. And all these things, they lead to a breakdown of the self-treachery, and it brings a lot of troubles for yourself, your friends, your family, your community, your tribe. But in essence, I'm here to address a crisis of meaning, a crisis of honor, a crisis on what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? And I think I do truly believe that there is a way out. It's gonna be very uncomfortable and there's not that much time left, but we can do this. And I can do this, and maybe I can help you doing this. So I'll see you in the next video.